Some scars are visible, while others are hidden deep within. Life's most challenging experiences don't just leave physical marks. They shape who we are, how we view the world, and how we interact with others. Those who have suffered too much carry unique traits, not as a sign of weakness, but as a testament to their resilience and strength. In this video, we'll explore 5 traits often found in those who have endured significant suffering. These traits are powerful, complex, and profoundly human. If you resonate with any of them, know that you are not alone. 1. Deep empathy. Empathy is a silent echo of pain. When you've been through a lot, you start to notice things others don't. You see the sadness behind someone's smile. You hear the hurt hidden in their words. It's like you can feel what they're feeling, even if they never say a word. This empathy isn't just a skill, it's a survival instinct. You learn to read people because you had to. You've been hurt before, maybe by the people who were supposed to care for you. So now you pay close attention, always alert, always ready. You don't just see pain, you feel it. It's like your heart knows the way hurt looks, sounds, and even how it feels. But this gift comes at a cost. Feeling everything so deeply is exhausting. You carry your pain, and everyone else's too. You become the person people turn to when they're hurting because they know you understand. But who helps you? Sometimes you end up feeling drained, empty, like you've given all you have. This deep empathy comes from your own suffering. You felt alone, misunderstood, or even invisible. You know what it's like to cry silently and to fight battles no one sees. Because of this, you don't want anyone else to feel that way. You try to be the comfort you never had. But here's the truth. You can't save everyone. And if you keep trying, you'll end up losing yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you absorb everyone's pain, you risk losing your light. Stoicism teaches us to care without caring. You can feel for others without letting it consume you. It's not about being cold, it's about staying strong. Your empathy is a gift, but you need boundaries. Learn to protect your heart, because to truly help others, you need to stay whole. 2. High independence. Hyper-independence often starts with one powerful belief: I don't need anyone. This mindset isn't born from strength. It's born from pain. It comes from experiences of abandonment, betrayal, or disappointment. When people let you down, you learn to rely on yourself. You build walls around your heart, not to keep others out, but to keep yourself safe. This trait shows up in everyday life. You refuse help, even when it would make things easier. You handle everything alone, from small chores to life-changing decisions. You don't ask for support, not because you don't need it, but because you don't trust it will be there when you do. This independence can make you strong, resourceful, and capable. You learn to solve problems on your own. You don't wait for others to save you, but this strength comes with a price. Hyper-independence creates emotional distance. It's hard to let people in when you're always on guard. It's hard to be vulnerable when you've taught yourself that vulnerability leads to pain. The impact is clear. Relationships become shallow, connections feel hollow, and loneliness sets in, even when surrounded by people. You crave closeness but fear it at the same time. You end up feeling isolated, trapped behind the walls you built to protect yourself. This trait has deep roots in suffering. It's a survival mechanism, a way to avoid getting hurt again. But what once protected you now keeps you from fully living. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By shutting others out, you imprison yourself in a cage of your own making. Hyper-independence isn't about strength, it's about fear. But true strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to let others in. Stoicism teaches us to be self-sufficient, but not to the point of isolation. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "We are made for cooperation. It's okay to need others. It's okay to trust again." The walls can come down, but only if you're willing to let them. 3. Pursuit of perfection. Perfection is an illusion that haunts those who have suffered deeply. It's a mask worn to hide feelings of inadequacy and fear of failure. If you've been through a lot, you might find yourself chasing perfection, Not because you want to be the best, but because you're terrified of being seen as flawed. On the outside, this pursuit of perfection looks like ambition. You're meticulous, detail-oriented, and driven. But on the inside, it's a constant struggle. You feel pressure to get everything right, anxiety over making the smallest mistake, and an overwhelming fear of rejection if you fall short. You're not chasing success. You're running from the pain of criticism and failure. This need for perfection often comes from past experiences of feeling powerless or not good enough. Maybe you were criticized harshly, or maybe you were only valued when you achieved something. Whatever the cause, you learn that perfection equals safety, control, and acceptance. By being flawless, you think you can avoid judgment, rejection, or pain. But here's the harsh truth. Perfection is exhausting. It drains your energy, feeds your anxiety, and keeps you from feeling content. Even when you achieve your goals, you still feel like it's not enough. You set higher standards, push yourself harder, and end up in a cycle of never-ending dissatisfaction. This pursuit of perfection is a double-edged sword. It drives excellence but destroys self-acceptance. You become your own worst critic, never feeling good enough, no matter how much you achieve. You live in constant fear of failure, and that fear keeps you from taking risks or trying new things. But the Stoics teach us that true strength comes from accepting our imperfections. Seneca said, "Imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're all in this together." By embracing your flaws, you learn to grow without demanding perfection. It's not about lowering your standards. It's about accepting that you're human. Perfection isn't real. It's a prison of your own making. To break free, you must learn to accept yourself as you are, flaws and all. That's where true strength lies. That's where peace begins. 4. Emotional control. Never let them see you cry. It's not just a saying. It's a way to survive. If you've been hurt before, you know why. You learn to hide your feelings, showing strength on the outside while keeping pain locked inside. From a young age, we're taught to stay strong. Don't cry, they say. Keep it together. So we do. We build walls, wear masks, and act tough. We hide our fears and pain, pretending everything's fine. But the truth is, this armor is heavy. It protects us from hurt, but also keeps us isolated. Emotional guarding starts as self-defense. If you've been hurt, you know how hard it is to trust again. You protect yourself by not showing weakness. You keep things bottled up because opening up feels dangerous. You don't want to be judged or hurt again. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." When you see vulnerability as a weakness, you guard yourself at all costs. But this comes with a price. By hiding your emotions, you protect yourself from pain, but also from love and connection. You build walls so high that even the people who care about you can't get in. You end up feeling alone, even when surrounded by people. You become distant. You keep conversations light, avoiding anything deep or real. You laugh without feeling joy. You smile without being happy. This emotional numbness keeps you safe, but also keeps you from living fully. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By avoiding pain, you let it control you. But by facing it, you take back control. True strength isn't about hiding your pain, it's about mastering it. It's about facing discomfort without being ruled by it. The Stoics didn't avoid emotions, they mastered them. They felt pain but didn't let it break them. Reflect on this. Are you protecting yourself or are you isolating yourself? Are you staying strong or are you building walls? Opening up doesn't make you weak. It takes courage. It means trusting again, even if you've been hurt before. It means feeling pain, but not letting it control you. The Stoics believed in self-mastery and resilience. They faced pain, accepted it, and moved forward. This is real strength. It's not about pretending everything's okay. It's about facing life as it is, no matter how hard it gets. Take off the armor. Lower the walls. Not for them, but for yourself. It's the only way to live fully and authentically. 5. High need for control. The desire for control is a prison disguised as protection. When you face chaos and pain, you start to believe that if you can just control everything, you can prevent more hurt. You map out every detail, prepare for every outcome, and try to guard yourself against the unexpected. But deep down, you're not chasing control. You're running from fear. This need for control comes from past experiences where life felt unstable and unsafe. Maybe you grew up in a chaotic environment, or maybe you were betrayed when you trusted someone. Whatever the cause, you learned to rely on control as a way to feel safe. It became your shield against pain and uncertainty. Control shows up in different ways. You overthink every decision, plan every moment, and get anxious when things don't go as planned. You need to know what's coming next because surprises feel dangerous. You even try to control how others see you, carefully crafting an image that hides your flaws and vulnerabilities. But here's the harsh truth. Control is an illusion. No matter how much you plan, life will always be unpredictable. People will disappoint you, events will go sideways, and things will fall apart. The more you try to control, the more anxious and frustrated you become because nothing is ever fully within your grasp. The impact on your life is heavy. You live in constant tension, afraid of losing control. You miss out on joy and spontaneity because you're too focused on what could go wrong. You push people away, either by being too demanding or by refusing to rely on anyone else. But Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change. Epictetus said, "Some things are within our control, and some things are not." The key is to focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, and your responses. Everything else is beyond your reach. When you let go of control, you free yourself from fear. You learn to adapt, to flow with life instead of fighting against it. It's not about giving up, it's about choosing peace over anxiety. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes, even if it's not what you planned. That's where real strength lies. If you see yourself in these traits, remember they are not flaws. They are survival mechanisms shaped by hardship. You've endured, adapted, and grown stronger. However, strength also means knowing when to let go. It's okay to open up, to trust, and to live without constant fear of pain or loss. Your experiences have shaped you, but they don't have to confine you. Thank you for watching Stoic Atlas. If you found this video meaningful, like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need to hear this. Remember, strength isn't about never breaking, it's about always rising again.